Okay, so we got a new AI model from Google called Nano Banana 2, and this is basically the next upgrade of the previous Gemini Nano Banana model. So in this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you need to know about this new model, how to use it, and later I'll show you some use cases or prompts that you can try right away on the Gemini platform. So let's get into it. So first, what you need to know about this model is that this is basically the upgrade of the Gemini Nano Banana model. So we have Gemini Nano Banana and then Gemini Nano Banana Pro, but this one is Nano Banana 2, which is basically the upgrade for the regular version of Nano Banana. So that implies that we might be getting Gemini Nano Banana 2 Pro model later. I don't know about timeline, but I think we will have that very soon. So the code name is Gemini 3.1 Flash Image. So in case you want to use this model for your project or application, then this is the name of the model. Now also this model is utilized with Gemini's real-world knowledge base. So this is actually the capability that the Gemini Nano Banana Pro has, and basically that means that the model can pull data from the internet and then create content or create images based on the real-time data. That is very useful. And as you mentioned, it is also better at rendering text, something that is very useful if you want to create maybe an infographic or perhaps a product photo or something like that. So this model is more than ready to create that type of content. And another thing that you need to know is that it is now very good at maintaining the consistency of different characters or even items. So it says that it can maintain 5 characters or even 14 different objects. Although during my testing, it is not always do it correctly. It is sometimes able to do that, but other times it is just not very accurate. So that's one thing to know. And also here it says that it is very good at precise instruction following. I think that's just another way to say that you can have a very detailed and long prompt for this model, and the model should be able to capture the nuances or the details from the prompt. So that just encourages you to make the prompt to be as detailed as possible. Now, another thing that I like about this model is that it has a wide range of resolution from 512 to 4K. So you can create small picture all the way to 4K big pictures, no problem. And also it is it has some great image quality, high quality aesthetic, stuff like that. So that's a nice upgrade on this model. Now if you want to use this model, there are many places to access it. You can use the Nano Banana 2 model via the Gemini app. You can also use it via AI Studio, Google Cloud, Google Flow, etc. But in this video, I'll just focus using it on the Gemini platform. So you can open Gemini on your computer or perhaps on your phone, and you can describe the image that you want to create. So let's say here for this first demo, I want to edit this photo. There is a photo of 5 people having a group photo like this, and this happens to be the limit of the number of characters in the photo for the Gemini Nano Banana 2 model. And here, I want all of these people to ride a bicycle. Okay, that's just the prompt, and click tools, click create image. Now for the variant, I think it doesn't matter at the moment. You can choose fast, thinking, or pro because the model is now the default image model in the platform. So I guess for now I'll just use fast, but it doesn't matter. Even if you select pro, it will still use the Nano Banana 2 model. Now after that, just click submit and wait. So one thing that is very appreciated on this model is it is now as fast as the previous Gemini Nano Banana model, but has the quality that is similar or sometimes even better than the Gemini Nano Banana Pro model. So we have the Pro quality, but with the speed of the flash of the, or maybe the regular version of Nano Banana. And there you go. And yep, these are all the people. I don't think they are all the same. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah. Okay, everything, yeah, I think they are basically the same person, the same people, yep. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's move on with the next demo. So right here, I got 14 different items. The original picture looked like this. There are 14 different items. You can pause the video if you want to count every single one of them, but basically there are 14 objects in this photo. And then I told Gemini to changed the room to something like Victorian era, and I got this result. So all the items are still there, but unfortunately I noticed that there are some duplicates, like this plate. Now we have 3, and also the wallet, we have 2 wallets now. There is also a pair of bottles, so it's not actually able to maintain the quantity of the item. The items are still there, but now it is just in a different quantity. So that's one thing to know when you are dealing with multiple objects when working with the Nano Banana 2 model. So the next thing is, okay, so this is related to the real-time data of the Gemini 3 model. So basically, I'm trying to create a sort of 3D isometric view of a city and then displaying the temperature data of that city. So what's interesting now is that it pulls the data from Google Weather, and it is actually very accurate. It knows exactly the current temperature of that city and create this nice illustration that I think looks pretty cool. And of course, you can choose a different city and it will adjust accordingly. And by the way, the full prompt should be available in the description down below. Now let me just move on. Right here, this is actually a very interesting use case of the Gemini model because it can create 512 all the way to 4K picture. So the original photo looked like this. This was taken from a Nokia 7650 phone, a phone that was released, I think, back in 2002. It's really blurry and just not very pleasant to look at. But this one, well, it has been upscaled by Gemini, and it's almost like it was taken yesterday. I couldn't tell the difference. And again, if you're interested, the full prompt should be available in the description down below. Now, the next thing that I like about this model is that it has the same quality of style or fidelity as the Pro version. This one example is my attempt to generate an illustration in the style of flat design, and basically this variation in particular I was inspired by the Kurs Gezak YouTube channel. In case you don't know, it's a very popular education channel on YouTube, and they have this particular style in their videos. I think it looks pretty cool, and also this model can easily switch to a different aspect ratio if you want to. So right now this is a horizontal aspect ratio. I believe this is close to 16:9, and then I asked Gemini to turn it into something that is vertical, and I got this result. So that's very much accurate. It is not changing anything. It's almost like it was reshoot or retaken from a different aspect ratio. So again, these prompts are available in the description. Now, the next thing is related to the text rendering ability of this model. And this is actually quite a task for the model because it is not a simple thing to do. It has to adjust to different shapes and position. But from this testing alone, I can affirm that, yeah, it is 90% accurate. Every single letter, every single word in this picture is very much accurate. It is something that you can find in the English dictionary, except maybe this one, it says decan cocoa. I don't know what is the meaning behind that. I don't think that's a word. So that's the only one minor problem. But other than that, it looks really amazing. And by the way, with this prompt, you can choose any shape. You can choose any object, and it's really cool if you want to market your own product in this way. But anyway, let me just continue. So this is an everyday use of any particular product. So you can upload a product photo and then just let Gemini to think through about how people might be using the product, and will create some nice photography based on the product. So this is the prompt that I use. I just upload the product photo and then with the name of the product, and then after that it generates this nice looking photo. It's very interesting. Okay, so the next thing that you can do is, this is related to a website building or website optimization. So Gemini can kind of guess or predict how people might interact with your website. So some designs are better than others, and you want to make sure that people, when they're coming to your website, will see the one thing that you want them to see. So this will this heat map will give you a good prediction of how people might interact or see something on your website. So this is very useful if you want to change the design of your website, or maybe you want to optimize the conversion. You can use Gemini Nano Banana 2 to predict the behavior of your visitors later. So the prompt is available in the description. Next is this one. So this is no-brainer, of course, given that it is very good at rendering text. You might want to create a poster or infographic using this model. Now, one thing that I noticed about Gemini Nano Banana 2 is that it still has the same style as the Pro version of Gemini Nano Banana. So basically, one thing that I noticed when creating infographics using any of these models is it lacks creativity. So it's good, it's okay, it is something that I can use, I can read, no problem. But when it comes to creativity, it's still lacking compared to a real designer. So you might want to use a very detailed prompting, or perhaps you want to use an example or reference designs for the model to copy, because the model is again able to do something like that. So these are some use cases that I could think of, and of course the full prompt should be available in the description in case you want to try them out. So that's basically everything you need to know about the Gemini Nano Banana 2 model from Google, and also how to use it, and perhaps some cool prompts to try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.